From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Afternoon Edition.
Right now on the Afternoon Edition, new details about a police shooting in San Francisco. Good afternoon, I'm Amanda Starantino. Police say a man with a knife threatened people in the Tenderloin, and that left them no choice but to open fire. The shooting happened around 10 o'clock last night between Eddie and Turk. This is video from Citizen.com. Today, San Francisco police defended their use of gunfire.
Officers made consistent attempts to de-escalate the situation and try and engage the individual in order to try and broker a peaceful resolution. Unfortunately, that was unsuccessful.
And the man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. He is currently in stable condition. Police say they will host a town hall in the next 10 days with more info on the shooting, and will also release body cam video, which is their standard protocol. We will bring you updates on this story as we get them in. The Vallejo police detective who was fired for killing Sean Monterosa is getting his job back. Detective Jarrett Ton shot the 22-year-old in a Walgreens parking lot in June 2020 during a night of protest after the murder of George Floyd. The city fired Ton last October. A third-party investigation said he broke department policy, but then there was another hearing that found his use of force was justified. And now his attorney tells us he's being reinstated to the police force with pay. In Berkeley, an update on the fight surrounding the plan to build housing at People's Park. A bill that would allow the university to build that housing is now on Governor Newsom's desk. That bill cuts out the requirement to study noise effects. It passed the state assembly unanimously yesterday. Newsom wants the housing. Protesters have been vocal, some even stopping work on the site. We'll follow what happens as the expected signing happens today. And along Florida's Gulf Coast, residents are preparing for a powerful hurricane headed their way as Idalia gathers strength. Weather experts warn it could potentially bring deadly storm surges in the lower areas. This comes less than a year after Hurricane Ian slammed the region. Hurricane Idalia has the potential for sustained winds of at least 111 miles per hour.
It's disheartening to have another storm come this way, and you start to wonder, are we going to get hit over and over and over again?
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has already declared a widespread state of emergency. Now, Idalia dumped heavy rain and caused flooding in parts of western Cuba. Forecasters say it's a sneak peek of what residents along Florida's Gulf Coast will be seeing tomorrow. So let's get over to our meteorologist, Darren Peck. And Darren, what exactly are we seeing with this? I know you're tracking it right now.
It's going to be a rapid intensification, likely a Category 3, Amanda, when it comes on shore. But there are a couple of other elements because of the layout of the land. You can see where Idalia is. That has a forecast track that brings it right into the Big Bend of Florida. Watch the progression of this, and it's going to happen tomorrow. This basically happens tomorrow morning, Florida time. And there's your Category 3. This is known as the Big Bend of Florida. A Category 3 would have 125-mile-an-hour winds sustained in it. And as troubling as that is, one of the bigger issues, maybe the biggest issue, is the storm surge. Florida is very flat. This part of Florida in particular is especially vulnerable. If there's one good piece of information here, it's also one of the lightly populated parts of the state. If this was going to Tampa Bay, this would be a very different story. But thankfully, Tampa Bay is not going to experience the brunt of the storm surge. It will be here on the Big Bend. As much as 12 to perhaps 14 feet. That is hugely significant. It's a developing story, and we'll watch it closely over the next 24 hours. Amanda, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Peck. Oakland has its share of problems with violence and crime, but there is another issue that plagues the city: food deserts. According to the latest USDA data, food deserts, the areas shown in orange on this map, can be found nearly every part of Oakland. Not good. Last year, the only full-service grocery store in West Oakland closed. But now an Oakland family has launched a weekly farmers market. As Sean Chitna shows us, it doesn't stop there.
There's great work happening across Oakland to address the issue of a food desert. We're here at Mandela Produce Distribution, where you can see these amazing boxes that they put together. They can either be picked up or delivered. This is one other way that they are getting the food that people need in a food desert, as well as helping farmers get their products out across this part of the Bay Area. In another way, just as that grocery store closed in this part of Oakland, we now are seeing the impact of a farmer's market that once again allows people to get high quality ingredients in a walking distance from their homes.
It's always fun to watch right at 10 a.m. you'll see everyone, kind of like ants crawling to the market, and it's a great time.
Between 500 to 700 people come out each Sunday to the West Oakland Farmers Market. The state's Market Match program helps make it an affordable option for some residents. And for vendors, most of whom are people of color, they get a chance to gain more business closer to home.
I think a lot of positive changes are happening here, and the food hall is part of that.
Now, Prescott Market will try to build on that. It's a 16,000 square foot facility opening in the spring of 2024.
We're here to uplift this community, provide something that's fun, safe, a gathering place.
There's room for 8 food farm businesses to grow a larger footprint in West Oakland, while a new restaurant can take space here along with a tap room.
I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Expanding the impact of the farmers market and providing a neighborhood in need with more healthy food options throughout the week.
Just come down every Sunday, even if you're not from West Oakland, come check us out.
And that West Oakland Farmers Market is open year-round on Sundays from 10 to 2. Again, they're doing incredible work. The folks here at Mandela Produce Distribution also doing incredible work. Just in one box, you can see the representation of farmers across the state, a collection of amazing ingredients available to people who wouldn't otherwise get this type of food at home.